Whoa, hold on. There's a club here? Why are we fighting? We should be dancing. This is what I'm talking about. When VR first started growing in the consumer market, all you really needed to be considered a good shooter was the ability to manually reload. But now we've reached a point where there are so many options that it's a challenge to stand out above the crowd. VAIL has been meaning to make a name for themselves, and it's been working. Yee, my drawing came to life. The VAIL lore, if you will, consists of a near-future conflict between Rayab and colonists fighting over where the next KFC should be built. I'm 100% positive about that.
What you not dying for, foe?
Oh, the game's over.
This backdrop brings a mix of sci-fi and modern tech and very stylish garments. Here we go. Gotcha. At the moment it's exclusively multiplayer, but the world it inhabits would very much lend itself to a campaign or co-op missions. Perhaps one where you have to run to Joann Fabrics to purchase another 7,500 yards of breathable white fabric. There's no lack of modes here, with quick arcadey matches and more tactical, no respawning rounds. These options are great for variety, but regardless of the mode, you have to account for the very short TTK, which will keep you more on your toes than in a game like Population 1. It's easy to panic in the smaller maps and mess up, which is what makes VR multiplayer so adrenaline pumping. Being surrounded and running out of bullets will quickly force you to forget how to switch weapons, what every button does, and why you didn't choose to skip rocks instead. But sometimes that spike in blood pressure is exactly what the doctor ordered, probably. Thankfully, I found myself more easily identifying placement of enemies, a great byproduct of the excellent sound design. Speaking of sound, the effect you hear when you get a confirmed elimination is right up there with Battlefield 1 for me, just a little bite-sized shot of dopamine. Raspberry flavored, don't ask me why. On some maps like Mar, there are interesting advanced mobility areas that get you from point A to point B quickly and efficiently. Let's try this. Ooh! Not only do they look cool, they work perfectly every time. Huh. And no, user error is never to blame. Gimme. Yeah. Okay, take two. Where's my gun? Did you take my gun? I think I'm just gonna stay down here, where things make sense. There are also some climbing elements like ladders in certain places which can give you access to vantage points, but they also make you extra vulnerable while you're climbing. This is my fort. There are huge jump pad vents that shoot you up in the air and turn you into a clay pigeon. Whee! And ammo is a big consideration at all times and requires you to be more mindful of how full a magazine is. I find it helps to check in on your mags, ask about their day, ensure they're properly hydrated, etc. And taking someone else's ammo after they become one with the universe is especially rewarding. Yes, I have two guns now. It's very obvious they put the majority of their effort into making the best core gameplay mechanics they could, and the community knows it.
It's crazy good for an alpha though, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt.
This game is addictive.
I see nothing.
This feels so good. Like, on par with Boneworks is so good.
Oh, speaking of Boneworks, my bones work again.
This is VR chat, but with guns.
Weapons hit the environment as they should, so you can't do impossible shots through obstacles, and you can use the environment to legitimately steady your aim. Sometimes you can see the backs of your own eyes when you perish, which is very fun and not nightmare-inducing at all. Yeah, that's gonna invade my dreams. They've gone to great lengths to even the scales with universal player height and character size, and alternate cosmetic tweaks are on the horizon so I can finally add a fedora to my ensemble. You can still squat in real life to shrink your hitbox, which somehow isn't a standard in all VR games. blind firing, shooting around corners, all the VR exclusive moves are accounted for.
Whoops.
There are the standard lethal and secondary equipment like flash grenades, which are a great way to get a sneak peek of the white gates of heaven.
Ooh, pretty.
There's also smoke bombs that create an isolated sphere of fun and mystery.
Haha, found your secret meeting.
Weapons have just the right amount of recoil to keep you counterbalancing while still keeping long shots possible.
Bingo.
The maps are very well made and they continue to add more pops of color and detail. Most maps have a great balance of long range, mid range, and close quarters areas so you can stand a chance no matter your preferred playstyle. At first it may be intimidating, but after playing enough you'll develop a more instinctual reflex that makes you feel like Jonathan Wicks in a way that no standard 2D shooter can ever replicate. Some may refer to this as blind luck. I like to think of it as isolated blessings. Never before has a VR shooter made me want to buy special controller hardware, but that might be on the menu. That's not to say it's perfect.
Now, that's a really good way to warm up. You gotta keep those quads flexible. What? What have I done? What are you doing up there?
At some points during the alpha, I noticed guns would continue firing after their owner was already 6 feet under, but I assumed this was due to the guns gaining sentience and seeking swift revenge.
Poor buddy just turned into a helicopter.
Spawn killing used to be an issue, but I haven't noticed it in months. It seems every time I log on, another issue has been fixed and a new feature has been added.
Well, that's new. Yeah, that's definitely new. It wasn't like that before. That makes it much easier to tell what you're supposed to be doing. Ooh, that looks delicious.
This community in particular is great because we all feel like we're working toward a common goal of helping VR multiplayer games reach levels hitherto undreamt of.
This is fun.
I also received more than a few hugs.
I love you.
There's a big emphasis on the competitive integrity of VAIL, with tournaments already taking place, and it seems like that's not going to stop anytime soon.
Oh, we traded.
Devs have even considered the feelings of streamers and have incorporated plenty of helpful options into the software Live. Wait. Live? VAIL. Live. VAIL. Illuminati. I could feed my brain a few more granola bars and try to continue deciphering the secret to VAIL's appeal, but I think the old adage is true. You have to be in a situation in which you are participating in said activity to have a chance at fully comprehending the possibilities of appreciation for the before stated entity. It just has a little something special.
That was pretty good. 200% fire rate, 0% accuracy.
Match point.
Also, I'm really good at it.
Let's see how we're doing. Oh, -1 kill. Well, at least I'm under par.
Dead.
I do not feel safe.